is Apba Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars performed through cards and dice, classic games on our tabletops. He had 3 no-hitters. He had 12 one-hitters, and when he retired, the 12 one-hitters was the most in Major League history. Think about that. But for one hit in each of those 12 games, Bob Feller, number 19 of the Cleveland Indians, could have retired with 15 no-hitters. Bob Feller and the Cleveland Indians will take on the 1953 New York Yankees. Those 53 Yankees are the Kings of the Hill, and Whitey Ford is on the mound for the Yankees. Good morning, everybody. This is Apba Brian with Apba Baseball Classics. These 1954 Cleveland Indians will be taking on the 53 Yankees in game number 58. The Yankees are the Kings of the Hill. They are 1-0. They're going to need to win 3 more straight games to challenge for the lead in the King of the Hill tournament. In the Yankees' first game of this project, it took 12 innings for them to defeat the 1951 New York Giants 4-3. Yogi Berra had a double in that game. Hank Bauer will be batting first today, and then Billy Martin will be bringing up the bottom of the lineup at the 8th spot, with Mickey Mantle, of course, hitting in the 3rd place. Whitey Ford's today's starter. He was 18-6 in 1953 with a 3.00 earned run average.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Leadoff hitter Al Smith steps into the box for Cleveland, and Whitey Ford is ready to get this show on the road. Smith rolls a 6-2, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Whitey Ford is a grade B, Y strikeout modifier, and W modifier in control. Bobby Avila, the man who led the American League in batting average in 1954 with a 341 average, rolls a 6-4, and that's going to be a base on balls. The one chink in Whitey Ford's armor is at W. Bobby Avila takes first, and here is Flip Rosen, 300 with 24 home runs. Rosen rolls a 1-2, and that's a grounder to second base. Martin flips to Rizzuto over to Collins for a 4-6-3 twin killing. That ends the top of the first for Cleveland. Go to the bottom of the first, 0-0 with the Yankees coming to bat. All right, Bob Feller takes the mound for Cleveland. He is a grade 13 pitcher with a Y and Z modifier, and I say grade 13 because we are using the hybrid merino boards in this game today. Hank Bauer steps into the box for the New York Yankees. Bauer is 1 for 5 in the project with a double. He rolls a 2-1, and that's going to be a fly ball to the right side. Al Smith is giving chase. He's the fast man out there in the outfield and makes the catch. 1 down. Brings up Gil McDougall. McDougall's roll is a 2-6. And that's a comebacker back to Bob Feller, who throws out McDougall. Here's Mickey batting from the left side. 4-4 roll for Mantle. That's a fly ball hit the other way. Mantle didn't get around on that Bob Feller fastball. He flies out to left field. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees. Top of the second inning, there's no score. All right, the American League's first African-American player, Larry Doby, steps into the box against Whitey Ford, who's actually not grade B because we're using the hybrids. He's a 14 grade pitcher. And Larry Doby's roll is a 5-1, which is a 9. And that's a leadoff single for Larry Doby. First hit of the ball game by either team. Fast runner at first. Art 29 is his speed. Vic Wertz comes to bat. Always thought Vic Wertz resembled Wally Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver. Vic Wertz rolls a 5-6, and that's a swing and a miss for strike three. Second strikeout for Whitey Ford. Dave Filey comes to the plate. 46 is a 29. That's a ground ball back to Whitey Ford. He throws to first. And Larry Doby advances to second. There's two outs. George Strickland is a batter. He's a 213 hitter, but +2 against left-handers. So that makes Ford a 12. Here's the pitch to Strickland, and it's hit on the ground to second base. Billy Martin's up with it and throws to first. That ends the Indians' second inning. No runs on a hit, one left. Go to the bottom of the second, no score. Yogi Berra is 2 for 6 with a double and RBI in the first game. He leads off against Rapid Robert. There's a pitch from Bob Feller. 2-2 roll to Yogi. That's a hit column roll. That ball struck down the first base line. Berra will get a double, putting a Yankee in scoring position with nobody out. Gene Woodling comes to bat, and the pitch to Woodling. Woodling takes a called third strike for a strikeout. One out. Joe Collins, the first baseman. Collins rolls a 4-5, and that's going to be a base on ball, and Joe Collins takes first with a free pass. First and second, Yankees with one out. Phil Rizzuto, the scooter. Rizzuto rolls a 4-3. That's a 29. Comebacker to Feller, who spins and throws to Avila at second. And to throw to first, it's a 1-6-3 double play. That kills the Yankees inning. No runs on a hit. One left. We go to the top of the third. 0-0. Whitey Ford concludes his warm-up tosses for the top of the third inning. Check out his birthday on his Apba card, 10/21/28. Whitey Ford and I are both left-handed, and we both share the same birthday date. Excepting the 1928 part. I'm old, but I'm not quite that old. Here's the pitch to Jim Hegan. 36 is a ground ball. To the third baseman, Gil McDougald. McDougald makes a long throw across to retire the Cleveland catcher. Brings up Bob Feller. It'll be a +1 against Whitey Ford. Ford will be a 13 pitching to Feller. 1-1 roll, that's a 7. Feller ropes a line drive to left field for the Indians' second hit. He's a slow runner at first. Play it safe unless I say otherwise. Top of the order, and Al Smith comes to bat. Smith rolls a 1-5. That's an 8. Skied high into the air to right field. Hank Bauer takes a measure and puts it away. 2 down, Bobby Avila. Avila rolls a 1-2 roll. That's the purple dice. And that's a ground out to second base. Bottom of the third, still no score. Billy Martin leads off the bottom of the third inning against Rapid Robert. And Billy Martin's roll is a 1-1 roll, hit column roll, and that goes to 2-6. That's a leadoff double for Billy Martin. 2 hits for the Yankees so far. Both have been doubles. Here's the pitcher, Whitey Ford. Cleveland goes into their bunt defense, and Whitey Ford will square around, see if he can lay one down. 1-6 is a 28. Ford bunts the ball near the mound. Feller picks it up and throws the first. Successful sacrifice. And Billy Martin goes to third with 1 out. He's 90 feet away for the first score of this game. That brings up Hank Bauer, and he patiently works a walk for ball 4. Bauer takes first. They got Bauer at first. Martin at third. First and third with 1 away. Here's Gil McDougald, hits with an exaggerated wide open stance. McDougald's roll gives a 27 play result. That has a Y modifier. Feller has a Y strikeout pitcher, so that's a strikeout caught looking for Gil McDougald. Didn't get the bat off his shoulder. 2 outs. Cleveland's playing the infield at double play depth for Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle rips a single. That will score Billy Martin. Bauer is trying for third. The throw from Smith in right field to third. Great throw. Bauer is tagged out at third base, 9-5 for the third out. RBI on the single for Mickey Mantle. The Yankees take a 1-0 lead, and we go to the top of the fourth inning. Al Flip Rosen will lead off for the Indians in the top of the fourth. He's coming off a 53 season where he hit 43 home runs and 145 RBIs. That's the most home runs ever in the major leagues at that time by a third baseman. Rosen settles in against Whitey Ford. 3-5 is a 9. Al Rosen hits a line drive to left field. It gets down onto the turf before it gets to Gene Woodling. Rosen's on with a leadoff single for the Indians. Here's Larry Doby. His roll is a 1-2. Grounder to Martin, flips to Rizzuto over to first base for 6-3 double play. 2 down, and Vic Wirtz. Wirtz rolls a 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. 41 is a 8. That's just a single for Vic Wirtz. The second column rolls go off of the D pitcher column, always. 2 outs, and Dave Filey. Filey rolls a 4-2, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. No runs on 2 hits. Cleveland has yet to change the scoreboard. Ford's got a shutout through 4. Last of the fourth inning, 1-0 New York. All right, 12-time American League All-Star Bob Feller, through his career, is settled in, and he's ready to pitch to Barrow, Woodland, and Collins on the bottom of the fourth inning. Yogi Berra rolls a 4-3. That's going to be a comebacker back to Bob Feller, who throws to first. Berra's retired. He's 1 for 2. Gene Woodling. Woodling rolls a 5-3. Woodling gets a base hit, retrieved by Dave Filey. Back to the infield, he throws it. 1 on and 1 out for the Yankees. Joe Collins comes up and he laces a single. Woodling will round second and go to third. Yankees have first and third, 1 away. Chance to extend their lead. Phil Rizzuto comes up. 1950 American League MVP, hit 271 in 53. Indians are playing their infield back, and Rizzuto rolls a 5-2, which is a 27. 27 has a white strikeout modifier, so Rizzuto is struck out. 2 outs. And here's the 8th place hitter, Billy Martin. 257 hitter. -2 against right-handers, so would make Feller a 15. I think Feller's going to go ahead and walk. No, he's going to pitch to Martin. That lets him lead off with a pitcher in the 5th inning. That's a 2-2 roll on Martin. That could be trouble for the Indians. Those doubles rolls are usually pretty good in Apba. Play result is a 7, but a 7 against a 15 is turned into a fly out to left field. So that survives for the Indians. No runs on 2 hits. Go to the top of the 5th inning. It's 1-0 Yankees. Bottom of the order for the Tribe, Strickland, Hegan, and Feller. They're down by 1. 4-1 roll to Strickland is a ground ball to Rizzuto at shortstop to throw to first. 1 out. Catcher Jim Hegan rolls a 4-6. That's skied in the air to left field. Gene Woodling flips down the shades and makes the catch. 2 outs. And Bob Feller's roll is a 5-5 roll. That's a 9. And that's another base hit for Bob Feller. He is 2 for 2 on the day. Top of the order, and Al Smith. All right, Al Smith flies out to right field to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit. We're halfway through. Yankees 1 and the Indians nothing. All right, for the bottom of the 5th inning, Bob Feller starts with Whitey Ford. He thought about walking Billy Martin at the end of the 4th inning, but was able to get him to fly out, so he starts with the pitcher, Whitey Ford. Ford rolls a 5-6, which is a 34. And Bob Filler strikes out Whitey Ford to start the 5th inning. 4 strikeouts for Rapid Robert. He now faces Hank Bauer. Bauer rolls a 2-6, and that's a ground ball to Rosen at third base to throw across to Vic Wirtz. Bauer's retired, 2 outs. Here comes Gil McDougall to the plate. McDougall rolls a 2-6, and that's going to be a comebacker back to Feller. 3 up and 3 down. Easy inning for Rapid Robert. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Yankees lead 1-0. Whitey Ford has blanked the Indians through 5 innings. Pitching a shutout. Lori and I have only gone to 1 Royals game so far, and that was a shutout. One of the best games they played this year. They haven't won very many. Then my 2 sons went yesterday, and they got to see a 2-0 shutout. So maybe the Neely family needs to go to more Royals games, and they can turn that pitching staff around. 18 innings and no runs that we've been able to watch. There's a pitch to Bobby Avila, 43, is a comebacker back to Whitey Ford. 1 out. Al Rosen rolls a 5-1. Rosen is a fly ball to Gene Woodling in left field. 2 outs. And Larry Doby rolls a 2-4, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Doby's got to grab some pine. He's 1 for 3 on the day. 3 up and 3 down for Whitey Ford and the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 1-0 Bronx Bombers. All right, let's see what Mantle can do here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's batting from the left side, facing the right-handed Rapid Robert Feller. Feller goes into his windup, and there's that high leg kick. Ground ball by Mantle to the shortstop, fielded by Phil Rizzuto. One Hall of Famer retires the other. 1 out, Yogi Berra. Berra rolls a 4-6. That's a comeback to the pitcher Feller. He throws the first, 2 outs. And now Gene Woodling, who rolls a 6-1, and that's a ground out to the shortstop Strickland. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees. And Bob Feller has retired last 7 Yankees in a row. We go to the top of the 7th inning. 1-0 New York. Vic Wirtz will lead off for the Cleveland Indians. Started his career, I believe, with the St. Louis Browns. Had some decent years with the Brownies. 1-6 roll for Vic Wirtz is a ground ball to Phil Rizzuto at shortstop, and Wirtz is retired. Here's Dave Filey. 3-4 roll. That's a fly ball to center field. Larry Doby, Mickey Mantle makes that catch. First time he's been able to do something defensively. 1 out, 2 outs. Here's George Strickland, the shortstop. His role is a 4-5. That's going to be a base on balls. Whitey Ford has surrendered 2 walks. Strickland is at first with 2 outs. Catcher Jim Hegan. Hegan rolls a 6-3, and that's a fly out to right field. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time. It's the Yankees 1 and the Indians 0. Extra pressure on Rapid Robert today. His team has not been able to get him any runs. He's trying to hold down the Bronx Bombers. Bottom of the order, though, here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Collins, Rizzuto, and Martin. And then the pitcher, if anybody gets on. 3-1 is a base on balls by Joe Collins. Second walk drawn by Collins. He is 1 for 1 with a single to go with those 2 walks. Here is Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto's roll is a 1-2. And that could be 2 as it's rolled to the second baseman. Avila to Strickland over to first. 4-6-3 double play. First double play turn by the Indians in this game. The Yankees have turned 2. So 2 outs, and now Billy Martin. Billy Martin rolls a 4-4, and that's an 8. Little fly ball to shallow right field, caught by Al Smith. Yankees are retired in the 7th. Let's go to the 8th. 1-0 New York. All right, grabbing a couple of bats and coming to the on-deck circle is a pitch hitter for Cleveland, Wally Westlake. So that's the end of the day for Bob Feller. He pitched well. He went 7 innings, gave up 1 run. But the Indians need some offense. They're down, if only by 1 run. Wally Westlake is ready to go. He steps into the box. Here's the pitch from Whitey Ford. It's a curveball from Ford, hit sharply on the ground to third base. McDougal snags it and throws to first. Wally Westlake is retired 5-3. 1 out. We go to the top of the order. Al Smith. Smith rolls a 6-5, popped up in the air, back by the screen. Berra gives chase and makes the catch. 2 outs. Bobby Avila. Avila rolls a 4-4. That's a 7. A sure base hit for Avila. Base hit for Avila. He's on with 2 outs. Represents a tying run. E22 stealing. You got your best hitter up there. You don't want to deny him a chance to hit with a man on base. He rolls Al Rosen rolls a 3-6. Bounces one back to Ford, the pitcher, to throw to first. 3 outs. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees 1 and the Indians nothing. All right, Don Mossy will be brought into relief for the Indians. They pitch hit for their pitcher in the top of the 8th inning. Don Mossy was part of the 1-2 left-right punch in the bullpen for the 54 Indians. He and Ray Narleski made for quite a combination. He was a crafty left-handed pitcher, and nickname was Ears. You've probably seen him on a baseball card. Bill James called him baseball's 5-tool ugly player. Bill James says he could run ugly, hit ugly, throw ugly, field ugly, and ugly for power. He was ugly at all fields. He could ugly behind the runner as well as anybody. And you talk about pressure, man, you never saw a player who was uglier in the clutch, close quotes from Bill James. I'm not denigrating Don Mossy. Don Mossy kind of reveled in his looks. Whitey Ford will lead off for the New York Yankees. His team's got a 1-run lead. He's going to stay into the game. He has passed his fatigue point. But Whitey has, well, he's given up 2 marks against his fatigue. Let's see if he can finish the game. He's going to hit and try. Here's a pitch from Don Mossy. And we got that was a 4 on top. So 5-4 is the roll for Whitey Ford, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field, caught by Al Smith. 1 gone in the 8th. Top of the order to Hank Bauer. He rolls a 6-3, and that's a fly out to center fielder Larry Doby. Here's Gil McDougal. McDougal rolls a 6-5, and he pops out to the catcher, Jim Hegan. So 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees. In the 8th inning, we go to the top of the 9th inning. Yankees 1 and the Tigers. Not Tigers. I got Mossy on my mind. He pitched quite a bit for the Tigers. It's the Yankees 1 and the Indians nothing. All right, as we go to the top of the 9th inning with the Yankees in a 1-run lead, they're working in earnest in the Yankee bullpen. Bob Kuzava is the lefty pitching, and Jimmy Hot Rod McDonald is the right-hander warming up for New York. Larry Doby steps into the box for the Cleveland Indians. The Indians are down by a run. This is their last shot at getting in on top of this King of the Hill tournament. Doby rolls a 1-3. That's going to be a base on balls. He represents the potential tie and run at first base. Fast runner. Would he try and steal? Let's see. Doby is a R29. And that is going to do it for Whitey Ford. He is tired. Goes to the CYW pitcher, Bob Kuzava. A lefty will be brought on to pitch to Vic Wirtz. All right, Wirtz is a +1 holding runners, Barris +3 throwing out base stealers. So, but it makes him 4 less, 25. His chances to steal second base will be 11 through 51. Or Doby's chance to steal is 11 through 51. Let's see, Vic Wertz is the batter. I don't think I'm going to try to steal. I don't want to give up any at-bats. They've only got 3 outs to play with. Vic Wertz is going to swing away, and the runner is going to stay at first. And Wertz rolls a 1-1 roll. That is a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. A 2-run home run changes this game completely. The Indians 2 and the Yankees 1. Still nobody out. One of those runs would be Whitey Fort's. So he goes 8 innings and gives up 1 run. Then he finally steps into the box. Finally rolls a 6-4. It's a 13. Play results a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out. Here's the shortstop, George Strickland. Strickland rolls a 2-3, and that's a 33. Why strike out? Let her buy that result, and Kuzava's got the rating Y, so it's another strikeout. Kuzava gives up a home run, strikes out the next 2 batters. Here's Jim Hegan. Hegan rolls a 5-2, and that's a ground ball to third base, fielded by Gil McDougall to throw across. 3 outs, but the Indians take a 2-1 lead on the 2-run home run by Vic Wertz. All right, Don Mossy is a left-handed pitcher. He's going to stay on and pitch the 9th inning because the Yankees have a switch hitter and at least 3 lefties in the lineup after that, batting, unless they pitch hit for someone. Mickey Mantle will start off for the Yankees in the 9th inning. The Yankees have led in this game all the way from the 3rd inning through the 9th. Now they trail by 1. Here's the pitch to the Mick. Mantle swings and pops it up high on the infield. Called for by Bobby Avila. He makes the catch, 1 down. That brings up Yogi Berra, another left-handed batter. The pitch to Yogi is ball 1. Next roll is a 5-6. That's popped up on the infield as well. This time the shortstop, George Strickland, takes charge, makes the catch. Last chance for the Yankees is Gene Woodling, 306 hitter. His roll is a 2-3. Ground ball to first base. Vic Wertz has it, steps on the bag, and that's the ball game. The Cleveland Indians come from behind and take a 2-1 game away from the Kings of the Hill Yankees. In the 1954 the Cleveland Indians are now the new Kings of the Hill. All right, this was a clean ball game, no errors. Cleveland scored 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. New York scored 1 run on just 5 hits and no errors. Only home run in the game was Vic Wertz. He was the MVP of today's game with a 2-run go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. Vic Wertz was 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. He'll be today's MVP. The next game will be a replay of 1954 World Series. The 1954 New York Giants and Willie Mays will take on the Cleveland Indians. Will be at the top of the pitching rotations. And let's see, Bob Lemon will be going for the Indians, and Johnny Antonelli pitching for the Giants. These teams are pursuing the first 2 teams that are the first 2 spots. That's the 1935 Pittsburgh Crossfords. They're 4-1. And 1938 New York Yankees, they're also 4-1. The tiebreaker is the run differential, so the Crawfords are in first place. Got to win at least 4 straight games. They have a chance to play in the final series of this tournament, which is still down the road. We're moving through all of baseball history using my Apba championship teams. Join me tomorrow for the next one. Have a good day, and may God bless.